Hey everybody, welcome to the Wee Garden Homestead. I am getting ready to finish my third block for the block of the month for February, my third block for February. And if you've seen my other ones, you know each month has 3 blocks and there's 3 sizes of each of those 3 blocks. So today I am doing my third one for February, which would be the second month. They've got a little schedule that tells you which ones to do. Somewhere here. Okay, so I'm using the summer moon block of the month, and there's my schedule. So for today, since it's February and I started in January, it's month 2, pinwheel geese block. So that's on page 44. There it is. And you know what? That's all flying geese. That's just 3 sets of flying geese. So where the pink is, I'm using pink. Where the blue is, I'm using blue. And where the yellow is, I'm using this polka dot orange. Isn't that pretty? I love that. It's so bright. These 2 are scraps I had in my stash. This was a remnant that I got, I think it was almost Sue's. Whew, it's hot today. It's like 85 today. So I'm working on this one today. And like I did yesterday, the block I did yesterday, the last block I did, I have 3 different white on whites that I'm using. So this is the butterfly one that I used, I think, in the first group. This one looks like just fabric, like linen or burlap or something. And then this one is just little flowers. And I think I have just enough of this to do the small blocks. So I'm going to get to cutting and we'll meet up again at the sewing machine. Okay, I'm ready to start sewing. Got my speaker charged so I can listen to music. I've got everything cut, and these are just flying geese. So I'm going to just go one after the other in a stack, and then the next stack, and then the next stack. I'll trim them, I'll press them, I'll do the other side. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to be done with this in no time. I'm confident. It is for 12 flying geese for each block times 3. So that's 36 flying geese times 2 for each seam on the flying geese. So what is that? 72 seams. I'm going to be done in no time. Let's time it. Let's see. 3:32. I'm going to get going. So I'm almost done for the day. Salty and I are going to watch a T-ball game, so in just a little bit. So I'm going to just stitch up the last couple of these. I had a couple problems. I ran out of bobbin thread and had to redo a couple. I had, I guess, a dull needle, because once I changed the needle, this seems to be going much, much better. Kept getting caught up in here, and I had that problem with my speaker. I went to turn the lights off because it burns the battery faster that way, and I accidentally muted it, and then I couldn't unmute it. So Salty had to play with it for a while. So I played with that for a few minutes before he did, and that slowed me down a little bit. Otherwise, I would have had these done by the time I had to stop. It's 4:20 now, so I've got about 10 minutes, and then I've got to be ready to go to get ready to go to a ball game. Okay, guys, it is another day, and I am ready to finish up this block. Today is the 28th. It is the last day of February. This will be finished in February. I have my speaker ready to play some music. I'm using a different one today. Picked this one up at Goodwill. In a bag of other electronics. There was like a camera with all the accoutrements and something else in this for like $8. I couldn't find the charger for the other one, but this one uses the same charger as my phone, so I'll be able to charge this one. I've got, see, 12, 16 of these to finish. I'm just going to pick up where I left off yesterday. I'm going to finish up these flying geese, and then we're going to put this block together, and this block will be finished in February, so we'll be ready to move on to March. You won't see it till March, but I will finish it in February. Okay, gonna be doing these just one after the other. They just go like that, and I'll stitch, and I'll do each pile, and then I will go back and do the orange ones. I've got the orange ones set aside, so it goes all of them facing up. It goes pink, blue, orange. So I'm gonna whip through these, and we'll get back to you. Okay, final stretch. I got to put these on these. So it goes pink up, and these pieces go, trying to cover Dolly Parton singing. These pieces go over here. So wish me luck on those tiny ones. These blocks are finished. Let's check the measure on these. I think it's 5, 6.5, and let me check. 5, 6.5, and 8. Same as it was on the ones I did 2 days ago. So this one is close enough. Yeah, this one will even take a little trim. That's good. 6.5. This one matched up pretty well. I matched the centers, but I didn't think to match these. Now this one matched mostly here and here, and not quite so much there, but it's not off by a lot. So I'm not sweating that. They got worse as they got smaller though. So 6.5. Oh, this one is definitely, well, I'll be able to square it up. But as you can see, these points, that one's not bad, and this one's not bad. But these two, whew, especially that one, they got worse as I went. So that one's good. And then this one needs to be 5. So we're good on this one. But again, these points did not, that one's really bad. These points did not line up very well. So it is what it is on these. You know me, if it's a little wonky, I just make it fit. I didn't do any trimming of the smaller blocks as I was going, like of the geese, or once I put these sections together. I just like to kind of try to make them work. So there they are. I'll get you turned around and tell you what I think. Okay, so I like the look of this block. I really do. I very much like it. I like the large one especially. This was a pretty easy one to put together, except for the small fussy stuff. My sewing machine, I don't know if you could see in the video because I sped it up, or I will speed it up. My sewing machine didn't like all these thick spots where these pieces went together, even though I did the seams the opposite way and I nested them. My sewing machine just didn't like it. I don't know. Can I sharpen my feed dogs? Would that help? I don't know. It just didn't want to feed through, and I had to pull. Luckily, I was chain piecing, and I could pull on the thread from the last one to kind of help it get through, and then I could pull on the block. But on those small ones, whew, I struggled. I struggled a lot on those. I would definitely math this out and maybe do a bigger version. I mean, super easy. I mean, these are just flying geese. I mean, who doesn't know how to make flying geese? I mean, I'm working on some flying geese on scraps right now that I could probably put together and then just do the math on this piece and see how big I need to make it all fit. I mean, you just put the 3 flying geese together and then measure how long it needed to be and how wide it needed to be to make it a square so you could put them all together. Super easy. I know Becky commented on my last video that she said she hadn't gotten the book, but she was thinking about it, but she would just do the larger blocks. And I totally get that, because she said she wasn't good with the small blocks. And obviously I am not either. I'm not good with those fussy little tiny pieces. I think if I was going to do this again, I'm going to stick with it because I'm stubborn, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to finish this. But if I was to do it again, I would probably only do the big ones and maybe do repeats of them or something like that. But I want to stick with this and see how it finishes. So stick with me, guys. We're going to work on it, even with those little ones. I will probably I might lose some points on this tiny one when I trim it up, but I'm going to do my best not to. It is what it is. Honestly, once it's in that big quilt, it's not gonna show. Nobody's gonna notice it. And you know what? If somebody's looking that close to notice it, they don't deserve to see my quilts anyway. Not going in any competitions. I'm not going in any quilt shows. Not with this one anyway. I don't know, maybe someday, but not right now. So again, that was called Pinwheel. Grabbing my book here, Pinwheel Geese Block. That's what it looked like in the book. I can't give you the measurements because I don't want to mess up on copyright infringement. I'm showing you a lot of it as I go anyway, so I'm worried about that. But the next one, the first one for March, is Bear's Track. And I haven't picked fabrics for this yet. I'm a little, it has 5 colors and they're kind of similar. 5 colors and a background. And the small one has 1 1/8 inch squares in it. 1 1/8. What the heck? I'm gonna give it a try because, like I said, I'm gonna stick with it. We'll see how it turns out. And again, if I get to the end and I go to trim these and I have small ones that just are too small, I may replace them with a bigger version of the same block. I won't know until the end. So stay tuned. First one for March is going to be Bear's Track. I'm not sure of the colors I'm going to use yet. Looks like they've got a yellow, an orange, and 3 pinks. So we'll see. I mean, I've been changing them up all over the place, but I think because it's a Bear Track, I will try to keep them in a similar color. I don't know. I'll have to look through my magic back box of scraps and see what I have that's enough to do these. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and all that fun stuff. And we'll see you on the next one.